If you've been paying attention to the Sioux Falls real estate market lately, you've probably seen a lot of mixed messages. Some people are saying the market is crashing, others are saying it's still red hot. And the truth? It's actually somewhere in between. Right now, buyers are seeing more homes available than they've seen in years, but they're super cautious, taking their time and watching the rates very closely. Meanwhile, sellers are starting to wonder, where the heck did all of the buyers go? There's a lot of noise out there, and it's easy to get confused about what's really happening. So in this October 2025 market update, I'm cutting through all of the confusion and breaking down the numbers and what that might mean to you if you're planning to buy or sell in the next year. I'm Julie Roth with Real Broker here in Sioux Falls. And after 15 years in the home industry, from interior design to remodeling and now real estate, I've pretty much seen every type of market there is. But honestly, this one feels different. But different doesn't necessarily mean bad. It just means we need to understand what's changing and how to navigate it strategically. I don't know about you, but I still remember those crazy COVID era months back in 2021 when we had barely 600 homes on the market. Buyers were actually lining up outside for showing, writing offers the same day, sometimes within the same hour. We saw inspection waivers, escalation clauses, love letters to sellers, and homes selling for tens of thousands over list price. It was exciting and fast-paced until it wasn't. Fast forward to 2025, and that market is gone. Today, we're seeing a completely different rhythm. Inventory has nearly tripled since those peak frenzy years. And while prices are higher, the pace has slowed. We're averaging right now around 90 days on the market compared to 30 or 40 back in 2021. So let's take a look back all the way to 2019. Back then, Sioux Falls had about 1,200 to 1,400 homes for sale. The median price hovered around $225,000. I know, sounds nice, right? Homes typically sold in about 60 days from the time listing to the time it closed. That's what we would call a balanced market. Supply and demand were in sync. Then came 2020 and 2021. Rates dropped below 3%, demand skyrocketed, and inventory fell to historic lows. Under 800 homes citywide. Prices jumped from $240,000 to nearly $300,000 by 2022. And the homes were selling in days, sometimes hours. That pace isn't sustainable. We couldn't keep up on the path we were going, on soaring prices, record low inventory, intense buyer competition. So the shift we're seeing now, it's not a crash, it's actually a correction, a return to a healthier and more stable market. Let's talk about today's numbers because they tell the story better than anything. Currently, our median sales price is around $345,000, up 8% year over year. That's steady appreciation, not explosive growth. The average sales price sits around $387,000, up just over 5%. Sellers are still making gains, but the climb is definitely leveling out. Inventory is currently sitting around 1,600 homes, down roughly 18% from last year, but still well above those pandemic lows. That means more choices for buyers, but not an oversupplied market. Days on market are averaging right around 90, up about 10% from last year. Buyers are taking their sweet time, and sellers are slowly learning patience. And homes are selling for about 96% of list price, which means most properties are closing just below asking, unlike in 2021 when we regularly saw 5 to 10% over list price. If we look at the long view and median home price, the trend is clear. 2019, we were at $225,000, 2021 up to $265,000, and 2025, $346,000. That's not volatility, that's maturity. And we've gone from an overheated sprint to a steady marathon. Let's talk now about what that means for sellers. If you sold a home in 2021, you probably had multiple offers in the first weekend. In 2022, you might go a couple of weeks without a showing. It's like crickets. That's not failure, that is the new normal. Here's what I'm coaching my sellers to expect. Longer market times, 60 to 90 days is completely normal. Fewer showings, but the buyers who do come are usually more serious. And then realistic pricing. Overpricing right now can be the kiss of death. Presentation and marketing matter more than ever. Professional staging, design, photography, and digital marketing make your home stand out from the crowd. Remember, in this market, skill will beat speed every time. Now, for the buyers, there's finally opportunity again. I had clients back in 2021 who unfortunately waived inspections, wrote escalation clauses, and still sometimes lost out on homes. Fast forward to this year, and that same couple who struggled just bought their next home with an inspection contingency, a price reduction, and seller paid repairs. That's a completely different market dynamic. Another recent client of mine was downsizing into a townhome. Because inventory in that segment is currently much higher, we were able to negotiate thousands of dollars off the purchase price and secure additional inspection credits. That savings just wasn't possible during the crazy boom. That is the power of working with an experienced negotiator. Pricing, inspections, close dates, it's all negotiable again. Thank goodness. If you're buying right now, having an agent who knows how to strategize and advocate for you has never been more important. Here is the mindset shift. This isn't a bad market, it's just a different market, and different requires a different strategy. If we zoom out, Sioux Falls is still one of the fastest growing Midwest cities. Population growth has slowed from 2020 surge, but it's still steady around 2% per year. With strong migration into the nearby communities like T, Harrisburg, and Hartford, that steady growth supports housing demand long term. So no, we're not heading for a downturn or a crash. We're transitioning into stability. And when the dust settles, that's what you really want. A market driven by skill, not speed. So here's what I know works. Knowledge builds confidence, and confidence builds smart decisions. Whether you're buying or selling or just planning your next move in the next year or two, I'd love to sit down and build a custom strategy for you and your family. No obligation, just a free strategy call to map out what's possible in today's Sioux Falls market. Understanding the market is one thing, but knowing how to move within it is another. So if you're thinking about selling and buying at the same time, head over to my next video on how to decide if it's the right time to move up into your next home. I'm Julie Roth with Real Broker, helping you plan every step with clarity and confidence.